Hi everybody, this is effing Controller, your old pal, your old nemesis, your old comrade in arms, and we're going to be playing a little game, as you could see by Koei, and it is called... Wait for it. Oh, that's a drab-looking ship. Oh, but now it's fabulous! Yes, we are going to be playing Uncharted Waters, and wait for it again, wait for it. New Horizons. That's right. This is one of my all-time favorite games. Perhaps my absolute favorite game? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I love it, and I wanted to share it with you, my beloved viewers, because I love you. And this is just going to be a big, gross, nasty love fest. Uncharted Waters, of course. New Horizons, not to be confused with just plain Uncharted Waters. New Horizons is a sequel to... I fucked that all up. Let's start that over. Uncharted Waters New Horizons is a sequel to just plain Uncharted Waters, which was a horrible, horrible game. Basically, everything that Uncharted Waters did, New Horizons did more and better. So, well, wait. Not more, just better. How about that? And I'll probably go into a little bit more detail as we play through this game, but suffice it to say, if you are interested in this genre or whatever, don't bother playing the first game, just play this one. And they're both kind of hard to classify because they share elements from a few different genres, and I guess the best thing to call this game would be a sailing simulator that's set during the age of exploration. You can explore, you can trade, you can fight basically all across the globe, and while the game does have a narrative, I wouldn't really call it an RPG, although as you can see there's these goofballs that are scrolling across the screen here. They all have their own unique storylines, and you have to progress through it, although the pace that you progress through it is completely dictated by you. By and large, you are pretty much free to go at your own pace and do your own thing before you advance to a different little benchmark in the storyline, I guess. But I think what is, besides the genre-defying classification of the game, I sound like a complete asshole, and I'm sorry, but I just love this freaking game. I think what amazes me most about this game is it's huge, considering the fact that it's a Super Nintendo game. The world itself is pretty detailed, it's modeled well. There's tons of ports to visit, there's tons of different trade goods that you can exploit, and just lots of different ship types, all kinds of different characters you can run into. And it, of course, has the typical kind of numerical overload that is just how Koei games are. So it's a game that is near and dear to my heart, and I want you guys to see it, and I'm winding this up with perfect timing. Let's go ahead and get a new game going. So as you can see, if you wanted to, you could read the different introductions of each of these guys. Broadly speaking, they all fit into 3 archetypes, mostly. This fellow over here, Ali, is a trader, merchant kind of guy. He just is out to make money. Pietro and Ernst are both explorers. They're out to discover the various wonders of the world. Otto and Catalina are pirates / privateers. One's state endorsed, one isn't. They focus primarily on combat. And then this dude here, João, I don't know how to pronounce his name in Portuguese, but he is kind of all 3 wrapped into one kind of annoying package. And his storyline is pretty good, but it's by far the most fussy. So I'm not going to be playing as him. I don't think that's a good way to introduce you guys to the game, and also I just don't like it as well as some of the others, I suppose. If you're new to the series, you might want to play as Pietro. He has by far the least obnoxious storyline. You can do really whatever you want. But I actually really am going to probably... I would say that Ernst is probably my favorite to play as, and he has some important skills, I guess you'd say, that make playing as him a little bit more fun. So we're going to play as Ernst Von Bohr. He's supposed to be Dutch, but I think if he was Dutch, it would be Van Bohr. But this is Van boring to talk about. Let's go ahead and not change his name. And start the game. I don't think I'm going to read all the dialogue. If people think I should, then I will, but... You brown-nosing piece of shit. Oh, and the audio is kind of glitchy on this when I emulate it, so I apologize if there's some weird noises, but can't help it. Mr. Mercator, who I believe would be about 8 years old or something. He'd definitely not be an adult at the time that this game is set, but who cares? So we're going to go over to his house, which is helpfully labeled with a compass. Aha. I like where this is going. Exposition! It's like that little audio glitch. Honk! Oh, Crimea River, I bet you get paid like a frickin' professor. I couldn't figure out a good simile for that. Alright, so this basically is kind of a shitty justification for having Ernst go out. And go out and explore. Yeah, so you have no practical experience, but you sure are ambitious. Have some money and a ship. Brilliant. So we're going to act as Mercator's proxy and kind of go out and cruise the globe, see what we can find, which works for me. Distant ports and Uncharted Waters. Oh, this is where they both turn towards the fourth wall and wink at you and then turn back. So, this actually ties into one of the important points about playing as Ernst. He has a skill that allows him to sell the portions of the map that he discovers for gold. And none of the other characters have that. So it allows you to make some decent money throughout your voyage, although certainly it's not the best way to make money. There's really not any competition out there. We can kind of take our sweet-ass time as far as getting all the information about the known world and everything. But so he just throws this money at us and says, go have fun, go find me a bunch of shit. Oh, so we get to pick the name of our ship. I say the USS Diarrhea Salad. Oh. Yeah, I'm gonna, later on, I'm gonna offer you guys the opportunity to name ships. This one I don't intend on being in very long, so I don't think it's really worth it. Oh, and we've got a buddy named Hans, who's gonna be accompanying us. Hans Starton. He wanna be starting something. He's an old sea dog. And he has a stereotypical pirate jargon thing going for him. Good for him. And so here's another cobbled together bit of narrative. He's gonna help us because our dad helped him. Or him, his father. I wasn't reading. I'm sorry. Alright. Yeah, just like a real seafaring crew. We are a fake seafaring crew. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. Okay, so that's important too. Once we discover different areas of the globe, we come back to Mercator, we tell him about all of our fabulous geographic discoveries, and he pays us, which is nice. So we have an assured source of income as we sail around. And there's another way that we're going to be making money as an adventurer that I'm going to go into a little bit later here. Where will we go? That's a great question. Why not Northern Europe? Have you heard of the fjords? Yes, and we're not going there. Yep, that's exactly how they were made, and we're just not going there. They're not a part of the agenda. Not going there, though. Yeah, I bet you would, but we're not going there. Yep, you sure do, but we're not going there. It is dangerous up north, but we're not going there, and ice is actually not a risk, despite what he says. Gathering experience before we go anywhere is kind of a good idea, I suppose. And that is true that there are a few harbors between us and the north, but we're not going there. So, yeah, just shut up about it. Honk! Sorry about that. I don't know what I can really do about it, but... and this is what I was talking about. Collectors will pay a heap of gold to no such thing. So if you find discoveries that are like, you know, items or animals or plants or what have you, you can sell those to sponsors, and that's also a good way to make money as an adventurer. I mean, I'll just say it, trade is by far the best way to make money in this game, which is kind of sensible, but this is also a good way, and it's also, to me, kind of more fun, because you're actually going around instead of repeatedly going back and forth between two different ports. And here's Hans mentioning villages. That's how you find discoveries. And he's explaining, you know, we use a search party, and then we find something if the villagers are going to be helpful or not. And then if they're not helpful, we have to entertain them to get them to be helpful. And then they'll help us find something that's worth a lot of money, possibly. Whatever. You know everything. That's a bit much, I think. Alright. We're just gonna get the hell out of here. We're in Amsterdam. Actually, no, we're not gonna get the hell out of here. I'm gonna just go through the port really quick and show you guys kind of how ports work, I guess. Since Amsterdam is a capital city, you can see it's the capital of Holland. It has a castle, which is where the Dutch Governor General is located. And I think at this point in history, I don't think the Dutch were independent, but whatever, who cares. Here's Mercator's house. Not every port has a geographer, though, of course. This is the guild, where you can get kind of, I don't know, mini missions, and they pay a little bit of money. We're not going to be using that so much, though. This is the bank where you can make get loans if you're low on cash. I think that there's other things you can do there. I don't remember. This is the item shop. Very useful. We will be going there quite a bit. This is the lodge where you can just rest. The uses of that are fairly specific and something I'm going to talk about later, I guess. This is the trade office where you can buy goods. This is the Round Earth Society, which is kind of a stand-in for just the generic church, I guess you'd say, regardless of which port you're in. This will be there, probably. I think it's in all ports. May not be. And you can donate and study, which is basically like tithing and praying, I guess you'd say. This is the cafe where you can recruit sailors, and there's usually storyline events happen most often in the cafe. This is the harbor where we just were, and this is the shipyard where we can buy and refit our ships. So we're actually just going to leave, though. We don't need to do... Oh, wait, actually, I'm wrong. Damn it. I do want to refit our ship a little bit. The Mercator, otherwise known in my heart as the Diarrhea Salad. We are going to remove the gun capacity. Oh, wait, we don't do it that way. We do it that way. Yeah. Modify that. We're going to have 20 bunks for the crew. You can go as low as 10. Some people do that. I don't, obviously. We're going to make room for 0 guns and call that good. Now, that doesn't have much of a net effect on our carrying capacity for food and water and things, but it'll help a little bit. Now, this menu here that I brought up by pressing the X button kind of allows you, it's like a utility menu, informational menu. That doesn't have anything on it yet. That has information about our mates, which are not people who we have sex with. It's, well, maybe not. It's the people that we employ to run our ships. Like Hans is one of the mates that you can recruit. This has info about our fleet. We can rearrange the formation of our fleet, and scrap, which I've never used actually. This has information about our cargo, and then this has information about our crew. We can transfer crew between ships, we can change their rations, and we can also assign crew to different duties on our ship, and that's exactly what I want to do. We'll increase that, and assign nobody to combat, because we don't need anybody on combat. If we run into an enemy ship at this point, we are dead regardless, so it doesn't make any sense. Let's go. Let's go. It's-a me. We're gonna supply up a little bit because we made a little bit more room for goodies, and we're gonna set sail. So normally you can only have 20 days worth of supplies. We've increased that to 25 through our refits. So now we're on the open ocean, and that's Amsterdam. And we're passing by Antwerp, and there's a bunch of different fleets sailing around us. This guy is a Dutch battle fleet. Basically, there are 6 nations. There's the Dutch, the British, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the Italians, and then the Ottomans. So, I mean, you know, there's obvious omissions there, but whatever. We can work with it. And fleets, actually there's a 7th nation, I suppose, which is the pirates. Pirates are just kind of amorphous. I don't know. They don't have an actual king or anything like that. They just have fleets. And they're based out of certain ports, but we'll sail by those, actually. And then there's battle fleets and merchant fleets. Merchant fleets are generally pretty easy to knock over if you're a combat fleet yourself. Battle fleets are a little bit tougher, but the rewards tend to be a little bit greater for taking one of them out. So we're just sailing over the Bay of Biscay, and then we're going to sail past Lisbon here, and we're actually going to stop in Lisbon. Oh wait, no we're not. I didn't want to stop in Lisbon. I thought that I did, but I passed by where I actually do want to stop. Too bad. And we've just discovered a port. Since it's so close to Europe, though, we're not getting any points or anything like that. When you sail by fleets, you can also gossip with them. He's saying that he's on his way home. He's a Turkish admiral, but he's going the wrong way. Maybe we should tell him. And the different icons for the different ships, you can see like one of those has a triangular sail, one of them doesn't, I guess. It depends on what types of ships you have in your fleet and what type of ship is your flagship. So I don't know if anybody cared to know that, but now you know. And knowing's half the battle. Okay, so we just sailed past Algiers and Tunis. Those are 2 of the main pirate ports in the game. I don't know why I'm gossiping with people. I really don't care about what they have to say. It's not really gossiping, you're just plying them for information. Is Benghazi or Tripoli here? No. I guess it's Benghazi, whatever. So we're sailing, I didn't really disclose this. Obviously we're not going to the fjords. We're going to Amsterdam. We're going to Alexandria. And this is actually a village here. This isn't always here. Villages are randomly generated. Well, not randomly generated. They're randomly, I guess, visible. They have specific locations on the map that they're always at, but sometimes it'll be there one game, other times it won't be there. So we're going to land here and search. And we found something wonderful. We've found the Rosetta Stone, so we can learn how to speak Russian while we play Uncharted Waters, or while we're sitting in an airport or something. And it has little informational blurbs about the different stuff that you find. And we are now in Alexandria. It took a whopping, 15, 12 days or something like that? Kind of unrealistic. So, we are here in Alexandria. We're simply going to resupply. And from here, we are going to set sail down the Nile. So hopefully we don't get eaten by crocodiles or something. For now, I'm going to take a quick break. This has been Effing Controller playing Uncharted Waters New Horizons as Ernst. And I hope you all come back real soon.